Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first live broadcast for today. For those of you that are coaching students, we have a mastermind session at 1 o'clock. So we did not have our boot camp session on Thursday night. So we moved everything back. Tuesday night, we'll have our third session of boot camp, communicating with folks. Then Thursday, closing, and then we'll have our extra session the following Tuesday. So for those of you that are in boot camp, or for those of you that have any questions, please type them in the chat. All right, so just pop them in the chat. Carolina 6. So you've got two conversations on LinkedIn, and technical question, can we see upcoming birthdays on LinkedIn? No. LinkedIn used to give us maybe a day or two advance notice, but they stopped. So you can only get birthdays on the day okay. Now, Zumar, if my prospect accepted my connection but didn't respond back to me, do I send the icebreaker? Yes. Everybody that you reach out to, the most important thing is that they accept the connection. Most people will not write back. The ones that do are what we call eager socializers. When you send the icebreaker, same thing. Most people will not write back, but you're connected. The third message you send is what we call the conversation starter, which is where we go through the whole process. Now, LinkedIn and Facebook have added new features. They've made many changes. And I have to tell you, I am seeing more people. You know, we told everybody that they were going to start limiting everybody. Well, they've already started. And most people are invisible on LinkedIn. The important thing is that you could tell in advance who you want to talk to and who you don't by what you see on their page. Social networking law number one, what you see is what you get. The contents on a person's profile reveals the reason they created it in the first place. Their photo, cover, headline, written content, visible daily activity, their posts, links, websites, even their friends indicate their online agenda. The common reason that people create a profile on a social network in the first place are for friendship, collaboration, networking, business building, sales relationships, dating, love, and sex, and to scam people and rip them off. This goes both ways. What people see on your profile tells people what your agenda is. What you see is what you get. What people see on your profile is what they expect you want to talk about. Okay. Law number two. When talking to people, don't focus on making a sale. Focus on whether there's a sale to be made. In other words, the key to avoiding rejection and making more sales is to never talk about your business in any detail until you've learned that the person you're talking to has a need or an interest in your business, product, or service. And law number three, these three laws rule everything. Law number three, listen more than you talk. The most successful people in your business are good listeners. You're in a listening business, not a talking business. You're in a sorting business, not a convincing business. It's important to know exactly where the person you're talking to is coming from before you talk to them in detail about your business. Okay, so let me go over here. Now, I was just doing a coaching session with Glenn. All right, and Glenn's just getting started, but watch. Now, I just opened up his, he just signed up for Sales Navigator because he was getting the message as soon as it popped up. The message that popped up on the screen was you have 10 connection requests. And after you've done 10, you're done for the month. Let me hop out of Glenn's account. Hop back into mine for a minute. So Everett wants to know, are you still recommending LinkedIn's paid service? And let me unmute Everett for a minute. So Everett, what are you trying to market and sell?
It's called Envision You. It's a health and wealth company. And I'm also I think like a lot of people are sign up with Transact also.
Okay. Okay. So the deal is, you remember, what are we trying to accomplish? You want to be the person that your prospect would want to talk to. So you've got to give people the perception. So here, you're the president of the concrete company. So All right, well, first and foremost, Everett, yeah, you're, you want to be the person that the people that are looking for an opportunity would want to talk to.
Mm.
So here, you have this asphalt company. So you're in real estate?
I used to be.
Right, yeah, but once you're in real estate, you're always in real estate.
Yeah, that's true.
So the bottom line
went-
is, if you're, you need something here that is going to make people curious about what you do.
Okay.
Okay, and so being a self-employed marketing specialist isn't going to do it.
Okay.
You need a different name. And the other thing is, rule number one, never quit. Number two, always remember rule number one. You need a better cover. I mean,
Okay.
this says nothing to the people that you want to attract. Now, the good news is, how many people are you connected to on LinkedIn? Have any idea?
I am not 100% sure, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, I'm looking at your profile and I can see your followers. So what that says to me is your settings are off, because shouldn't see your followers.
Right.
So you need to adjust your settings. You need to clearly put a different banner up here.
Okay.
And by the same token, you need a different headline.
Okay. Okay.
So you're
Max, didn't you say one in your training that we don't want people to see our connections so they won't try to connect with your connections or something along those lines?
That's
Oh,
true.
I started your first training.
That's true. So I can't see your connections. However, if I can see your followers, what that tells me is your settings are off. And in other
So you
words,
don't want people. Go
no,
ahead, Max.
if I wasn't connected to you
Uh-huh.
and I looked at your profile,
Okay.
I would not see, well, maybe I'd see the message button, or most likely I would see a follow button. I would not see a connect button.
Okay.
And in fact, let me pop out of here. Caroline, I didn't put your password in, so let me look at somebody else. Let me look at,
And Max, is there somebody who's on LinkedIn that you recommend we follow and kind of emulate what they're doing? Like Francisco, I kind of hooked over to him because I know you speak highly of him.
well, yeah, just half the people in this class. In fact, let me do this. All right, so I'm in Shaq's account. Now, let me go back. Bring up your page. So you see, you got a follow button. You don't want a follow button, you want a connect button. So you need clearly need to adjust now. Zoomer wants to know if I come across people that have a mutual connection with someone that I'm connected with, do I send them a connection? Absolutely. All right, let's pop out of here. Okay, so we go over here to the messages, Roger.
I'm on.
Okay, so you're trying to talk to Dawn. And she owns a meatball.
I know some of the people she knows, like David Jones, for example.
Okay. So okay, so you just connected with her.
Right. Connected with a bunch in the last couple of days.
All right, so let's look at this for me, okay? So you connected to this woman, you don't know anything about her except what you see on her profile,
Right.
all right? So the first thing she puts down Ohio. What's on your agenda? Now, why should she answer you? Who are you? If you want to communicate with people on here, A, you have to talk to them. B, to get conversations going, you want to learn more about them.
Correct. And
Okay.
I didn't do a good job at that. Yeah.
Right. Well, look, you're just getting started with this. Okay. So, for example, according to this, she's had a meat market for almost 10 years. But what is she doing now? What has she been doing for the last 3 years? When you're talking to people, that's what you want to know.
Right.
What are they doing now? And that
Yeah,
lets
she-
that lets you know. So it would have been better to start out. Well, I mean, clearly you didn't have the scripts back then, you got the scripts now. So you start out by saying, hey, Lincoln suggested we connect. So let's connect. Well, she connected with you anyway. So now you pay her a compliment. Hey, I've met some wonderful people here, yourself included. And you can start the same conversation with everybody. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? It's a mundane question, but it potentially gets the conversation started.
Icebreaker. Yeah.
Right. So now here, so what's on your agenda is too much of an open question. What's on my agenda today? What's on my agenda this week? But what you want to know is, what do you do?
Right.
Okay, that's the question. You want to know, what do you do? So as soon as you know what she does, you're going to know whether you want to continue to talk to her or not.
Got it.
Okay. What do you do? Well, I don't have to do anything, Roger. 2 years ago, my husband and I won the Publishers Clearinghouse lottery, and we get $10,000 a week for the rest of our lives.
So I should ask her if she wants to adopt me or what?
Right. Right. So, I mean, there is a pattern to all of this. You're going to say the same thing to everybody here. As soon as you look at the profile, what has she been doing?
Right. I missed that.
Yeah. Now, for example, another thing, in looking at this, let's go down here and look to see how active she is, because it's very possible. Okay, so she posted something 4 years ago. All right, let's take a look at comments.
Maybe she did hit the lottery.
Well, she made a comment 3 years ago. And let's look at reactions. So she reacted to something 3 weeks ago. So at least we know she's active.
Right.
Let's come back over here. Let's look at this one. Okay. Okay, this makes sense. You're reaching out to somebody in NECAN. So now,
They've been in 14 years. They must know Niken's on the wane.
So what does Triple H mean?
Means nothing in Niken
Okay, well,
unless it's new, Max. Unless it's
Right.
something new.
okay. All right, so.
He's connected to all the top leaders there. I
Mhm.
know all those guys. Yep.
Okay. So then. So the idea is for you to get him to talk to you. So. It's, again, it's not about you, it's about him. So you would have been better off saying, hey, hi, Randy. Thanks for connecting. So he's been in he's been in NECAN, for 14 years. So maybe a better question would have been to ask them, what else do you do? What's your professional background? Because you look, all he's got on here is NECAN. Now, 14 years.
That means he's probably listening or he's doing great. There's only one or two options there because we know what's going on with Niken.
Well, yeah, but by the same token, look what happened in 2014. Okay, he was there when they pulled out of 14 countries. A lot, it crippled a lot of people. As
They
long as,
closed, yeah, they closed all of Europe now.
right. So, of course, if he didn't have business in any of those countries, it wasn't a big deal. So when you're talking to somebody that was in company you used to be in, it's all about him. So Randy, what I see you've been in NECAN for 14 years. What was your profession before you got into NECAN? What other network marketing companies have you worked with? You want to get somebody communicating. You want to get somebody talking to you. And the way you get somebody talking to you is to talk about them. Now, right out of the gate that this isn't working for him on LinkedIn. And a good question would be, I have a lot of friends that are in NECAN. I have a lot of friends that used to be in NECAN. What is a Triple H? What does Triple H mean?
Mm-hmm.
That would celebrating 14 years at Triple H. What is that? You want to get people talking about themselves, not about you.
God, it was not for self-aggrandizement that I put the Royal Diamond there, but what my background thinking was that, well, he knows what it takes to get there. Perhaps there would be some respect to talk. It wasn't like, look at my ego, it wasn't. That's not what I was thinking. But I get your thought process, Flo.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not about you. It's always about him. So what is a Triple H?
Yep.
What else? What else are you doing? What did you do before you got into NECAN? Are you still doing that?
Got it.
So that's the way. That's the way this works. It's all about you talking to people getting them to open up and talk about them. The more you know about them, the more you're going to learn about whether you want to continue the conversation or you want to stop and talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, people love talking about themselves. And the more you can get them talking about themselves, the more you're going to learn about them, the more people you're going to close. Again, it's all about the other person. You talk to people that clearly need what you have, want what you have. Let's take a look.
Well said. I appreciate that.
Well, it's a
We're getting there.
yeah. Did we get back into LinkedIn?
Working on GIFs and emojis now.
Well, it's, it's like anything else. It's a learning process. And the more you do it, the better you get. So why isn't, here we go. Come on. So let's come over here and let's take a look at Barbara. So looks, Barbara, looks like the last time you were here was back in 2018 or 2019. Lincoln has made a lot of changes since then. So welcome back. What are you trying to sell now? Let's come down and look at Amelia. Amelia, I'm unmuting you.
Okay, here I am. How are you?
Okay.
How are you doing?
So what is, let's what's the email address to get into your account?
AME that,
Oh, we should be, here we go.
yes. So I'm done with the, it was not like that, but yesterday it showed me that you only have 4, you only have 3 to stop there to go. So I was gonna ask you first, what should I do if I have?
Okay, okay.
It's not
So you perfect. So what happens is when you do a search for people,
Mhm.
and let's bring up this person here. And you come down here and you look at connect. Okay, so it looks good here until you go to add the note.
Exactly. Once you do that, then it tells you to personalize more.
Exactly.
And now it's limited to 200, which is less than the original message that we had.
Right. So what we're going to be doing with everybody on Tuesday is we're going to be introducing a new script
Mhm.
that is actually about 175 characters, because when you put in their name and you put in your name,
Mhm.
it eats up space as well. But here's what you're going to want to do. Okay, what you're going to want to do. And have you used their premium service before?
No.
Okay. So what you're going to want to do is you want to come over here, try premium.
What are you doing? You don't just stand there, but don't get them in, call them. Rachel, I want them first, all in the house, then put them.
All right, so here, you try premium.
Mhm.
Promise, come girl. Promise, come.
You need to mute the button.
Now, go over to other. You want, you're going to try Sales Navigator
Doesn't matter.
for 30 days for free.
Mhm.
So you come down here, learn more. Now, for Sales Navigator,
I think one of the windows is open and it's not muted. The Barbara.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
Okay, so the first month is free, and I think you told me that they tell you when the month is gonna be over?
Yeah, so what I want you to do is when is our next coaching session?
It was, I think you were sick, last Thursday, so I think I was able to reschedule like in 3 weeks.
No. I want to get you on the schedule next week.
But there was no,
That's all right. It's all right. Send me a message on LinkedIn and
okay,
I'll make sure you get on the schedule.
okay,
All right, now. What you're going to do, and I don't want you to sign up for Sales Navigator until we know you're on my schedule,
okay,
right? Because every day is going to be important. Now, what you want their open profile, you want their advanced lead search, and you want unlimited people browsing.
mhm,
You also got this, see who's viewed your profile. You are not going to use their InMail. But I don't want you to do it
until then.
until we have a coaching session set up.
Mhm,
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna beat it up for the next 30 days.
okay,
All right, because reaching out to 10 people a month is absurd.
exactly.
So what we're gonna do. See, right now. You have 633 people. Now, there's a lot we can do with 633 people. Some of these people could very well stand a revisit. You come down here.
At least I've been accepting everyone, even if they're not, because what you told me about for the connections they have.
Mhm.
So since I cannot reach to anyone, at least I'm just saying yes to everyone.
I know,
Because
but
when I started with you, it was only a little bit ago, I had 500, now I have like 100 more, so that
Mhm, mhm. No, that's good.
Mhm.
Oh, celebrations.
I don't have something
Put
again.
in the wrong word.
Why?
So if we put in celebrations. So these are the people that you're connected to right now. Some of them are changing jobs, some of them had birthdays. So here's somebody you've been connected with for 6 years. As somebody 7 years, but if we look at the message, you never talked to her.
Yeah,
You look at this person down here. 7 years. Never talked to her. That doesn't necessarily mean you want to. Doesn't mean that at all. But what we want to do is we want to beat up. And there are things that you're going to be able to do with your profile. So let's go back over here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. For one thing, let's take this here. Edit it. And we're going to change the start date
today.
to October, which is going to give you an anniversary. All right, that's one thing we can do. Another thing we could do let's take this. We're going to delete it. Take it out.
Okay.
Now we're going to go back. We're going to add it in again. All right, company name.
Dara Maleluca, great.
Jupiter, Florida. And we can still July,
We put it like 3 years ago, I think.
2020. Right, now watch what happens. So we save this. Now, because we're adding a new position, it's going to send a notice to all of the people that you're connected to that you've added a new position to your profile. So what we've done, in effect, is this is going to show up in celebrations as a new job, even though you've been doing it for over 3 years. This is going to show up as an anniversary, which is going to give the people that you're connected to an opportunity to reach out to you. And of
And-
course, the other thing we could do to have a little fun is let's come up here. And let's,
My birthday is now in December.
I understand that, but what we're going to do, and you could blame this on the person that was working on your profile, is we're going to give you a birthday. Today is what, the 14th, so let's give it a week to get settled.
You know, that is the only one that I've listened to you, and I was a little bit hesitant because it's been like, but okay, go ahead.
Okay,
I just follow you.
yeah. So today's the 14th, so let's go out here to the 27th. Now, we just don't want it to be visible to your network. We want everybody on LinkedIn to know. So what that's going to do is that's going to give you 3 elements. If we come back over here to, whoops. If we come back over here to celebrations, that's not what I wanted.
It's,
So what's going to happen is in the next week, all the people that you're connected to. We did a job change. That's going to show up on Monday. Birthday is going to show up on the 28th, and we created something for all 3 of these categories that's now going to be visible to the people that you're already connected to, which is going to create some incoming activity. But what we need to do is we need to get you set up on Sales Navigator, and you're going to beat it up. You'll use Sales Navigator for a month. Now, you come down here. What LinkedIn does here is LinkedIn recommends people.
Mhm.
Okay, so if these are people based on your activity. These are people you may know with similar roles. Now, people you may know in the Fort Lauderdale area. So if we look at some of these folks. So here you've got YSD director. She's got 17 mutual connections. If we went and we hit connect, that's not counting
Mhm.
against the search and the message.
And then, yeah, okay, my question was gonna be that if I just connect and once they're connected, I send a message.
Then you send the icebreaker. In
Okay,
other
the
words,
second message.
the second, in other words, you come over here,
Uh-huh.
so this person accepted you, 2 days ago, so we come over here. Okay, so this is the second message.
Mhm.
Now, again, people don't necessarily respond to you, which is okay.
Yeah, no, but only one person has responded to me because she's a network marketer, so I realized that she's making a little bit of the same. So I
Mhm.
didn't know how to answer to that one, but most of people, I just have sent a second message and.
That's all right. When we get into when we do the next session,
Mhm.
we'll get you set up on Sales Navigator, and then we'll come in here and I'll show you how to move these things along.
Okay,
All righty. Now, as for the rest of you,
thank you so much, Max. and
we
good to see you.
we will be back. Now, should you keep Sales Navigator after 30 days? Well, it's going to cost you $100 a month. So you have to be, is it worth it? If that's going to be the only way that you're going to be able to search, yeah, that's what it's going to cost you. But here's a concept. Why not use Sales Navigator and start making money in your business? Then it's an expense that it's not an expense. Comes right off the top. If you're bringing in 2 or 3 people a month, or you're bringing in 2 or 3 people a week, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. All right. And so we'll be back at 1 o'clock for our mastermind session for all of my coaching students. Third session of boot camp is going to be on Tuesday. So until next time, best of luck in building your business. Send me a link. Send me a request for a link on LinkedIn, and I'll send you all the links to the mastermind session. Roger, no, but yes. All right. Until next time. Check your LinkedIn box, Roger. I'll send you the link.